Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tanviramesh Shubha and today we are diving into two crucial concepts in risk management: how forward contracts are mapped for VaR calculation and the key difference between value at risk and expected shortfall. These are essential topics for finance students. So let's jump in. Here's what we are covering today. First, we'll look at the mapping forward contracts to zero coupon bonds, why we do it and how it works. Then we will compare value at risk and expected shortfall. Two risk measures you absolutely need to understand. Let's start with part 1. Mapping forward contract. Let's understand what a forward contract is. A forward contract to sell foreign currency is an agreement you make today to sell foreign currency at some future date. When that date arrives, you deliver the foreign currency and receive domestic currency. For example, imagine agreeing today to sell million British pounds for 1.5 US dollar in 6 months. That's forward contract. Now, here's the key insight. A forward contract to sell foreign currency can be broken down into two bond positions. First, it's like being short a foreign zero coupon bond because you must pay or deliver foreign currency in the future. Second, it's like being long a domestic zero coupon bond because you will receive domestic currency in the future. So, we are decomposing one complex forward contract into two simple bond positions. This makes VaR calculation much simpler. Let's see a concrete example. Say you have a 6-month forward contract to sell 1 million pounds and receive 1.5 million dollar. How do we map this? This become a short position in 1 million pound, 6-month UK zero coupon bond, and a long position in a 1.5 million dollar 6-month US zero coupon bond. Now, instead of dealing with a complex forward contract, we can use standard bond volatilities to calculate VaR. Why this matters? So why do we do this? Four main reasons. First, standardization. All positions now use the same standard maturities. Second, efficiency. VaR calculation become much faster. Third, simplification. We have turned complex derivatives into simple bonds. And fourth, better risk visibility. It's easier to understand your total exposure. Alright, let's wrap up part 1. Let's move to the part 2. Let's start with a value at risk or VaR. VaR answered this question: what's the maximum loss we won't exceed with a given confidence level? Here is an example. If you one day 99% VaR is $100,000, that means you are 99% confident that your losses will not exceed $100,000 in one day. Or put another way, there is 1% chance you will more than $100,000. VaR gives you a threshold, a cutoff point on this distribution. Now, expected shortfall or ES. ES answer a different question. If things go badly, meaning we are in the worst 1% scenario, what's our average loss going to be? Using our previous example, if your 99% VaR is $100,000, your ES might be $150,000. This means that in those rare worst case scenario, your average loss will be around $150,000. ES looks beyond the threshold and tells you about the tail. Let me show you the key difference in the table. VaR measures a threshold loss, a cutoff point. ES measures that average tail loss. VaR focus on a single point on the distribution. ES focus on what happens in the next extreme scenarios. Here's the critical difference. VaR ignores tail risk. It doesn't tell you anything about those extreme scenarios. Expect shortfall fully captures tail risk. For interpretation, VaR says you won't lose more than X with 99% confidence, while ES says if things go bad, expect to lose Y on average. Here's how I like to remember. VaR tells you where trouble starts, ES tells you how bad it gets when trouble comes. Alright, let's wrap up the key takeaways. For forward contract mapping, we map complex forward to simple bond by creating a short foreign bond position and a long domestic bond position. This enables efficient VaR calculation through standardization. VaR for VaR versus expected shortfall, VaR gives you a threshold or cutoff. EAS gives you the average loss beyond their threshold. ES captures tail risk better, which makes it more informative for extreme scenarios. Both are important risk management tools that serve different purposes. Alright, that's it. I hope this video helped you understand forward contract mapping and the difference between VaR and expected shortfall. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and drop any question in the comments.